I'm live. Hello. I am so sorry I'm late. I did not quite realize the time, but I'm here. Hello, everybody. So yes, welcome to Journey-athon, where I will be live streaming reading sprints, which is lots of fun. So how are you all doing in your journeys so far? I am pretty happy with how it's all going. I have finished Sprinkle Sorcery. It was great. I really had such a good time with Sprinkle Sorcery. We had so much more fun with the Whittle sisters. They're wonderful selves. So exactly kind of like what we loved about them in A Pinch of Magic, they were still doing in Sprinkle Sorcery. We had a different legend as well. So I absolutely loved like the plot of A Pinch of Magic. I thought it was so clever. And I went into this going, there is no way we could have the same plot for this one. I know. But I'm just going to be here to enjoy Michelle Harrison's writing and to enjoy these characters. And it'll be great fun. Oh, hi, Vidania. Lovely to see you. I'm just talking about how much I love Sprinkle Sorcery. I feel that will please you. So Daniel is someone who has been championing this book series. She's read all 4 books. So I always think of her when I'm reading these books. And Vidania says, amazing book. Yes, it was. So I was very pleased that we got another legend in here. And I just thought it was so clever the way the legend was used, and it felt like very folktale-y. And there's a lot of like fun seafaring feeling and mystery and just magickiness. I really enjoyed it. And you get to see the Whittle sisters just absolutely showing why they are wonderful. So I had a great time with this one. And also, as Vidania is here reading Crackle Dawn Dragon and As Bunny Read with Vidania, I have got 2. I've got this far in. So I'm midway through chapter 12. Is that where I am? Oh, I think I might be no, chapter 13 is where I got to. Yeah, haven't moved my bookmark. So I read a little bit and I did a bit of audiobooking at the same time. Oh, and Vidania says, she's given me loads of purple hearts for liking Sprinkle of Sorcery. I presume that's what the heart's for. And Vidania says, so glad to hear you liked it. Yes, I did. And Vidania has finished chapter 13 and it was an awesome chapter. And she says so far it may be her fave. Okay, so you've officially ahead of me now in Crackle Dawn. Maybe I'll read that in the sprint and catch up with you. I agree. I do think it is going to be probably my favourite Unmapped Chronicles. I really love the Unmapped Chronicles. I think Abby Elphinstone's writing is just incredible. Her way with words and just the way she kind of speaks so affectionately about the joy of children and like the magic in the world and just appreciating people's characters and the important skills of like being kind and being brave and being a team player. And it's done in such a way it doesn't feel patronising. And I think that is a really important skill. But this definitely has my favourite character in here, Mrs. Nickerton. Mrs. Nickerton is my favourite character. So I might maybe be looking at, just told me she's read chapter 13. I might read chapter 13. We'll see. But the other book I've also got on the go is Onyeka and the Rise of the Rebles. And I read that much so far. I'm in the middle of, because my children kept interrupting me this morning, in the middle of chapter 11 in Onyeka. Oh, that's one thing I'm trying to do. So I've been saying her name as Onyeka, but there's a very helpful pronunciation guide at the back, which is definitely what I need. And it's actually Onyeka. So I'm trying to correct myself and say Onyeka. Okay, let's catch up with the chat. Nata, oh hi Nata. My mum's in the chat. She's managed to make it. Yes, you have. I am proud of you, Nata. Well done. Stacey is here. Hi, Stacey. Stacey is reading a lot of Moomin books for Journey-athon, so that is very exciting. And Vidania is saying hi to Nata and hi to Stacey. Nata is saying hi to Vidania. Marvellous. Okay, so in the chat, tell me, what are you planning to read at the moment? And whereabouts are you on the map? Have you made any progress yet? Doesn't matter if you have. It's just fun to chat about. I've got water. I'm gonna get myself a tea during the first sprint. So yeah, so I think, because I'm doing my 2 reads at the same time, I think I'm going to want to catch up with the now. I'm going to read this one and then I will start reading Onyeka. But yeah, I'm just loving my book so far. I do feel I've got a bit of like a fantasy clump at the moment, which is fine. But then I just feel like maybe later on I'm going to feel like I miss the fantasy when I'm reading other ones. Okay, Stacey says she has just finished Fool's Assassin. Oh my goodness, Stacey! Wow. She says she's wrecked. She definitely needs to pick me up with some movement. Oh my goodness. So Stacey is one of the people from Gregory Lepetch's Discord, where we have a buddy read of we have a hobble-along of Robin Hobb led by Anita Garde, and Fool's Assassin is the first book in the final of the 5 series in the Realm of the Elderling, and it's on my shelf looking at me, but I know I cannot. I'm focusing on Journey-athon. I cannot read it yet because I'm just going to want to read it and nothing else. So wow, I'm very impressed, Stacey. Well done. You are all set for that live show. Enjoy your moments. I hope you have hugs. I hope you can talk to people. Good luck. Right, what time are we on? We are on 12 minutes past 12. I presume that's correct. Yes, right. So when it gets to like 15:15, we'll start our first half an hour, which will take us up to 12:45 UK time. So Vidania, I think you're an hour ahead. So you're like, it'll be from 1:45 for you. Stacey, I'm not sure. You're in Finland. I'm not sure what time you're on. So feel free to shout if you want to tell us your time. Nata is reading The Highland Falcon Thief, the first one in the Adventures on Train series, as recommended by me. Yeah. Was that one you found in a charity? Was that one you found in a charity shop or in World of Books? I can't remember. But yes, you will really enjoy it for Adventure on Train series. I did finish in June. I really enjoyed it. They are really good, cozy mysteries. Stacey says, not gonna lie, I'm impressed myself. Lol. As you should be, Stacey, considering what you've got going on in your life. Stacey said, I'm 2 hours ahead of you, just after 2. Awesome. So probably like 2:45 then, maybe. So we are on 12:13. Where was I going before I started getting distracted by time? I can't remember. Adventures on Train. So yeah, Adventures on Train series is really fun. Nat says, neither can I have slept since then. Well, you never remember what books come from anyway, it's fine. So the Adventures on Trains, it has a boy called Harrison Beck and his uncle Nathaniel. And I think he's called his Uncle Nat, and I think he has the same name as that Nathaniel Bradshaw. So there's the famous Bradshaw's Handbook, which is like a real book about trains and having train journeys across Europe. So I really like that his uncle is called Nathaniel Bradshaw, and he's a train journalist. So he takes his nephew Hal on train journeys. And the first one is the Highland Falcon, which is a steam train. And then there is robbery to solve on that train. And Hal likes drawing. So there's lots of like illustrations in the books of what he's drawn in his sketchpad, which is really cool. Okay, I think we can go for some sprints now. Pardon me. So I'm going to disappear and go get myself a Tina tissue. I'm suddenly being bunged up with mucus, which is delightful. And then I'm going to crack on with these. Crack on with Crackle Dawn. That's exciting. So yes, I will see you all again in half an hour. I'm on my laptop and I don't know how to do it on my phone either, but I can't put up like a nice little banner or a little timer. So we are just going with the clock. I'm going to mute myself so you can't hear me stumbling around. So feel free to put on your own chill out music, some fire crackling, whatever works for you, and go enjoy some reading, and I'll see you in a bit. Hello everybody, how was your reading? I managed to get myself a tea. I've got a lemon, ginger and maca honey because I'm feeling a bit coldy. Let's just have a little check on the chat. Bring this a bit closer. So whilst the reading was going on, Vidania sent me this. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. It's like an atmospheric tree house with lights and books on it thing, and it's got, you can hear like pages turning and fire crackles, which is pretty cool. And she says it's her new favourite. I did enjoy it, Vidania. Thank you for that. Kim is here. Good morning, Kim. Am I right thinking it's sort of like on its way to being 8 o'clock where you are? Kim did some sprints last night, so it was good. I did manage to read half a chapter of Onyeka and Kim's sprints before I fell asleep. I was very tired. Kim said yes. Okay, cool. I got the time right. Excellent. So yeah, that was fun. I after I had my tea, I managed to read chapter 13 of Crocodile Dragon. It was an amazing chapter. Vidania was completely right. And I couldn't leave it there. I've got up to page 124, so I'm a few pages into chapter 14, where they deal with the aftermath of the excitement. I've left them in a safe place because I have the audiobook, so you can listen whilst I walk around. And I've gone back to Onyeka because there's perils occurring in here. And I managed to finish the chapter just before we finished the sprint. So I'm now about to start chapter 14. And it just ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So it's like, oh. But that's all fun in there. So Vidania says, I read 1.5 chapters of Crocodile Dragon. So where are you now? Are you halfway through chapter 15 then? Does that mean? How's everyone else doing? Did anyone do any reading in the last sprint, or did you do some other bits and pieces? All is fine. Oh, Stacey says, I managed a quick late lunch. Excellent. And read a chapter from one of my moving books. Oh, lovely. Your moving books look really cute. Vidania says she's on page 134 and it's getting better and better. Very exciting. It's very exciting. And nice bit of emotional character bonding as well. It's always good. Oh, so I'm still doing very well with my next two books, but I am sort of thinking ahead as to the next place I'll be going once I've read either finish this one or finish this one. So I am sort of thinking ahead, and I'm going to be heading to mentally. I didn't bring my map down with me. Mentally trying to think of where I go next. The Grumbies. So I'm going to go to the Grumbies after this. So there are three ways to go to the Grumbies. Yes. So I'm kind of feeling I want to take the Earth Path and go land travel and walk there. So I would need to read a book with a quest. So I have a few options for my questy books that I'm considering. So that's quite fun. Vidania says, my brother-in-law calls my sister his wife as Little Mai. And Naka says, I read 30 pages and was getting my lunch when you came back on. Nice. Vidani says, that's my direct connection to the Moomin world. Little Mai. I've forgotten all the Moomin characters. I know like Moomin Papa, Moomin Mama, and Moomin. That's what I can remember. I haven't read the Moomin books, but I do remember like watching their TV series. And Vidani says, she's a Little Mai at home. I bet you do. I bet you do. Oh, so what is anyone considering what else they might be reading as well, or do you kind of like to read without too many plans and just like to go book to book and see how you're feeling, or are you kind of like looking at what you want to read, seeing how you're planning on fitting it in the journey. I'm doing a bit of both. I wanted to try and mood read, but I get overexcited about what might be coming next, and just trying to work out, will I be able to fit everything in? So I'm starting to plan. I'm trying to hold back, but I am starting to plan. I think having possibilities and working out my route is sort of like helping balance that out. But yeah, I like the idea of choosing what next, but my brain doesn't stop. It likes to go a little bit ahead of what I'm doing. Stacey says, in reference to Vidania's sister being called Little Maya by her husband, that is so funny, lol, she must be spirited. And Vidania says, oh yes, she is. My tea is now at the perfect temperature, which is great. I think I'm probably going to go and get all this talk of lunch. I think I'm probably going to go and get my lunch in the next sprint. So I'm feeling quite hungry. And I need to make sure I do that because as soon as the sprint finishes at 2:30, I am out the door and going on the school run. I did manage to, I've got a little bit more accumulating of what I need to take with me, but because both my children have got football training straight after school. So we need to go up to the football pitch because there's not really a lot of time to like come home in between because the bus makes more sense to go from school. So we're going to go to the park and have our tea in the park. So I've got their tea packed, I've got a blanket, I've got their football kits organised, but I just need to make sure I've got all my bits and bobs, like my phone, which is there, and all that jazz. Okay, so we are now on near like 5, we're approaching 5 to 1 UK time, which means it'll be 5 to 2 where Dania is, 5 to 3 where Stacey is, and -5 hours where Kim is. Anyone who can do math, I'm going to try it. 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 5 to 10. Seems like I don't feel that's right. I feel like it should be 5 to 9. Not quite 8. So, right, I've totally lost track of what's going on. Oh, that's because I counted from 3, not from 5 to 12. Oh, hooray, maths. Oh dear. Cool. 5 to 9 for Kim. So then if we do another half an hour, that will take us to 25 minutes past whatever hour you happen to be on where you are in the world. We've got a nice global connection. We've got me and Mum from the UK. We've got Finland. We've got Potsdam in Germany. And we have got... I terribly do not know what part of America you are from, Kim. Whereabouts are you? And I know you're on the Eastern Standard Time, but I don't know whereabouts you are in America. Yeah, so Kim said not quite 8 about the time. And Stacey said, 1 moving book is the same as the next to me. No real order planned. I'll finish my prologue book today. Awesome. Georgia. Okay, cool. Kim's from Georgia. So we are spread across the world, which is lots of fun. Okay. So let's do sprints until 25 past the hour. And then we can have another chat about how all the reading is going. Oh, amazing. Danny says, my sister is listening to us from Thessalonica. Did I say that right? I feel it's got some more I's that I haven't pronounced. Let's try that again. Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki? I have a list, but that's really hard to say. Thessaloniki. Please let me know if that is a terrible pronunciation or mediocre. But Danny says an amazing pronunciation. Excellent. It did take me several attempts. But that sounds like a great place. That's your home in Greece, isn't it? That's the town you go back to when you're visiting your family. Is that right? And Daniel, are you staying in Potsdam now? So for those of you who don't know, congratulate Vidania because she is now Dr. Vidania Silverscribe of astronomical physics. Something to do something very clever to do with the sky and space. So congratulations to Vidania for doing that. That is very, very, very cool. Dr. Vidania, I'm curious to know, are you staying in Germany or will you be just going off to other far-flung corners? Vidania says, yeah. Athens is the capital and Thessaloniki is the second largest city. I did not know that. That is very cool. Natha says, wow, very international. Thank goodness everyone else types in English, so I'm rubbish at foreign languages. Yes, that is our blessing and our curse. We are just lazy when it comes to languages. She says, to my shame. Agree, Mum, agree. But Danny says, oh my, with little love hearts all around her. Kim says, congratulations. This is all about Dr. Danny Silver Scribe. And Danny says, I am blushing. Stacey says, congratulations. And Danny says, thank you. Well, it's very well deserved. Vidania has not been on BookTube because she's been so busy trying to get all of this stuff done. So it's very nice to have you reading with us again and being able to join in the fun. Right, I got sidetracked now. So let's do some sprints until 25 past. So good luck with your books, everyone. Enjoy some reading. I'm going to get some lunch. Maybe make yourself another brew or a nice cold drink. Oh, hello! Hello to you all. Who's Nelda? Do tell me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Nice to meet you. We're just about to do some sprints. So if you have a book that you're reading, we're going to check back in half an hour. You are in the north/east of Germany. Awesome. So is that near Vidania in Potsdam then? I'm just mentally trying to visualize Germany, because that is like Berlin way, isn't it? I'm doing that so you can see this map in my head. Anyway, stop talking. Shush now, because everyone wants to read. Okay, we will all check back in at 25 past, and I will no doubt waffle some more, but hope you all enjoy a nice read. Hello, everybody. That was really hard. I want to keep reading. I stopped a really awkward place. So apologies if I'm a little bit distracted. How was all of your reading, everybody? Did you manage to do a little bit in that last half an hour? Are your books good? Let me know. Oh dear. Yeah, this is so I'm reading, for those who don't know, Onyeka and the Rise of the Rebles by Tola Okaguru, which is the second Onyeka book, which I had been saying was a fantasy with like sci-fi elements because it's always been listed as fantasy. But now I've changed that. I'm going to say it's like a sci-fi with it's a sci-fi. I think it's a sci-fi. It feels like sci-fi now. It just really feels like a sci-fi. It's like a superhero story, and there's tech, and it feels like Afrofuturism. It's set in Nigeria in this sort of school for Solari, which are like children that come with this other gift. And I can't really say any more than that because it'd be spoilers for the first book. But stuff's happening in here. There's like a tense thing, and it feels like a trap. But then there's like a character reunition thing going on, and it's a bit emotional. But it's like it's lovely that they're connecting. But in my brain, I'm like, could you meet? Are you still in this room, or have you moved? Could you hurry along, please? Because I feel like something is coming around this corner. So that's great. Fill in on your story later. Get somewhere safe, and then do the hugs and kisses later. Please, can we hurry up? So I'm a little bit on edge at the moment, but it's really good. I love the book series, and the second book is it's promising everything that the first one did. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I'm gonna have a little look in the chat now. So we had some congratulations for Dr. Vidania Silverscribe, and Vidania thanking people for congratulating her. And then we had Thusnelda who joined us. And Thusnelda said, I just yesterday found Journey-athon, so we'll see how far I will take part. We welcome anyone on board at any time. I'm so pleased you found it. And you don't have to do it in the 2 weeks. There's no pressure. There's no real deadline. I'm just kind of leading and hyping it for 2 weeks. But I know a few people are going to like read throughout the month, or even like, I think my mum Natalie is just going to keep reading until she finishes the map. So totally up to you what you want to do. Kim says she's got to chapter 5 of Never Seen. Pardon me. So Kim is, pardon me, sorry, I've just eaten my lunch really badly. Kim is reading Never Seen, which is the 4th book in the Keep of Lost Cities. I think I've got it correctly. So that is exciting. I'm glad she managed to like have made start of that book now, because it is a chunker of a book. Vidania has finished chapter 15, but then called her sister to tell her about it. Oh, is your sister reading it as well? Or are you just telling her about the book because it's cool? Naka said, I was surprised it went so quickly. Yes, it disappears quite quickly. Vidania says, we have a new fave character now. I presume your sister is reading the book as well then. We are all loving, there's a chameleon. So Vidania is currently reading Crackle-Dawn, The Crackle-Dawn Dragon, which is the 4th book in the Unmapped Chronicles series by Abby Elphinston. We're buddy reading that. I'm sort of listening to an audio, which is why I'm not kind of reading at the moment, but I did just read a chapter. And there's a character that is a chameleon with very motherly, nurturing feelings in here, but also like tiger mum feelings, called Mrs. Fickleton, and she is our new favourite character. Thusnelda says, for a start, I'm listening to Die Schule der Magician Tia, Eindelijk Thurium, Volume 7. I hope I pronounced that. So I'm presuming it's a school for magic or a school for magicians. And is it like the end? I don't know. But if you could translate that German, that would be really cool. I really hope I did it justice. I love saying German words, but my ich spreche klein Deutsch. Klein. But my favorite Deutsch word, Schmetterling, which is butterfly. I love it. Nata says she's almost finished chapter 20. You are doing well in that book, Mum. I'm proud of you. But Danny says, I will do the same as Nata, keep reading until I finish the map. Lovely. Daisy says, Moon and Papa is being properly dramatic as per usual. I'm glad you're enjoying your movement books, Stacey. They sound delightful. Danny's done a little laughy face and says, my sister is reading about Chinese legends. I just had to tell her about my book because you haven't reached chapter 15 yet. I know, I'm sorry. It's just because I know I can easily read this because I've got the audio. And I'm sometimes funny about audiobooks, but I really like the narrator. I don't know who it is. I can tell you because I have my phone here. So the narrator of the audiobooks, should you want to know, is Box. Not details. That doesn't help me. How rude. Okay, it doesn't tell me. On the other audiobooks, it usually tells you the narrator of the audio. It just says, narrated by Simon & Schuster Audio UK. That is very rude that they are not giving me the audiobook narrator. I'm very annoyed that they're not telling me who that is. That is very annoying. No, okay, so I can't tell you who the audio narrator is, but I really love the audio narrator in this book. It feels really magical that you're like sat around a fireside and being told this warm, cozy story. Like, it's got a really lovely, cozy voice for it. And she's doing an American accent for Zeb, and her Mrs. Pickleton sounds very motherly. So I can read this whenever, which is why I'm not reading it at the moment, because I have a whole host of books that I want to get through. So you're making the most of my time. Okay, chat. So Thusnelda says it is a spin-off of a series about a class in which one by one the children get a magic animal companion, and now they're on a holiday. Oh, that sounds so cute. What magical animal companions do they have? But Danny says no pressure. I know. I want to read all the books now. That is my general life status. Thusnelda said butterfly is a nice word too. Butterfly is a nice word, but just something about schmetterling. It sounds pretty. I like how it feels when you say it as well. I say my us like this because I'm from sort of the North Midlands of the UK rather than I don't know if it makes a difference. Butterfly. Tangents and waffle. Okay. Vidania says you're going to love it, I'm sure. Agree. Vidania says magical animal companion sounds awesome to Thusnelda. It really does. And she wants to know if someone got a dragon. Nata says, that sounds interesting, Thusnelda. Kim says, Thusnelda, is it a manga series? Thusnelda says, of course, it's all top secret and the animals are taught to transform to stuffed animals when someone sees them who shouldn't. That is so cute. I love it. They're sort of magical. It's like having your favorite cuddly toy come to life as a magical animal. I love that. Oh my goodness. Did they do it in English? Actually, funnily enough, so my husband is a teacher, and currently they have got the German exchange trip happening. So we are hosting one of the German teachers who's like our friend. We've been to see him in Munich. So I'm gonna pick his German brain to see if he knows of this series because that sounds awesome. I really want to read that now. Aww. Okay, so Vidania has a new favourite character, Mrs. Fickleton. Has anyone else? I'm also feeling that Stacey is loving Moon and Papa right now. Has anyone else got a new favourite character from the books that they're reading? For me, Onyeka is awesome. I really love Onyeka. Onyeka, trying to get the pronunciation correct. Onyeka is adorable. Holding on to a lot of anxiety at the moment. I want her to just allow herself to be. It's okay. Just pass off some of that. Oh, I've frozen. All good. I'm back again. Don't know if that affected any of your streams. She's just holding on to a lot of anxiety, and I just want her to kind of like let go and lean on a few other people and not hold it all in. We have some new characters in here who are intriguing. We have the old ones. So there was a girl in this who I'm not going to say the name, because if you want to read Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun, which I highly recommend you do, then I'm not going to tell you who Onyeka's friends are, because that's kind of part of the fun of the first book. So, but one of her friends I really enjoy. She's sometimes a bit blunt and says it how it is, but sometimes you need that. So in the chat, Personelda says their teacher's brother has the ability to find magical animals in the world and bring them to the children. But Tanya says, Personelda, please share the title again. Nata says, definitely want to read this, Personelda. Vidania says, I had to refresh the page and I lost it. Oh, I think I can, if I scroll up, can I see the title of that? I think this is just going to go on everyone's TBR, depending whether or not we are able to read it. So the book is Die Schule der Magischen Tier Endlich Furien, Volume 7. So Kim said it was a manga. I'm wondering the same if it's got volumes, but that sounds awful. Or like a series of graphic novels. That's one thing I never know the difference between. I never know the difference between. Okay, so Fernanda said the book title, and it's the main series. I don't think it's out in English. Okay, we'll just all have to learn German and read it. Yeah, I don't know the difference. Does anyone know the difference between like what makes something a graphic novel, what makes it a manga, and what makes it a comic? I feel there probably is a YouTube video on this for me somewhere if I type that in and look for it. But that would be good to know. I would like that. So it is nearly 20 to 2 my time. And I can keep doing this until 2:30 when I absolutely need to leave. So we could do a sprint in a little bit for about 40 minutes, and that'll probably be our last one, and then chat after that. I have got a few little books I wanted to share with you before we disappear off into our little reading corners. So if you've been following my channel, you know that I have been doing the Read What You Own challenge created by Ollie from Criminoli, where you have to read a set amount of books off your shelf before you're allowed to buy new books. I have finally read the 24 books off my shelf that I have been meaning to do since November, which meant I could buy books, and there were 2 books for Journey-athon that I really wanted to get hold of. So now I have, sneak peek, because obviously this will be a video at some point, Jamie! I've got Jamie by L.D. Lipinski. Look how pretty it is. We have got so many different flags in all the... And there's Jamie with the non-binary flag. So this, I'm going to read you the back of the book. Have you ever had a secret? A thought you lie awake at night thinking about? I have. A couple of years ago, I told my friends my secret about me not being a girl or a boy, about me being non-binary. It's a little weird at first, but now things are pretty good. Or at least things were pretty good until we started year 6, until we had to start thinking about secondary schools, until I realised there was one school for boys and one for girls. But that was when everything went wrong. And it says, from the author of the Strange Worlds Travel Agency, which I want to read that series, comes a joyful story of bravery, acceptance, and finding your place in the world. So catching up on the chat, Danny says, thank you to Fesnelda for giving the title. Fesnelda said they all are usual animals, and the stories are for younger children, about 10 years, I'd say. Illustrated, but no manga or graphic novel. Okay, cool. It is not Vadani said it's not translated in English, I'm afraid. Nata says, well done, Chatty, you finally got Jamie. And Vidania says, I found it in Greek. Oh, I am very pleased for you, Vidania. So you can read it to me and translate it to me. And I could have a copy in German. That would work really well. I'm going to ask our German friend if they know of that series. I can also use my phone to look it up as well. So the second book I have is the second book in the Lizzie and Belle mysteries. Look how pretty it is. There we go. We've got a bit of blue foiling on the cover there. And I love all of these wisteria flowers and kind of the pinky purple sunset. I do love the sunset. Look at that spine. So pretty. And the back. Oh. So this is the second book. One of the inspiration books for Journey-athon is the first book in Lizzie and Belle Mysteries, which is called Drama and Danger, which focuses on Lizzie Sancho's dad, Ignatius Sancho, who is a historical figure living in Georgian London, was the first black man to vote, and he was very sort of in the arts world. So the author took a little bit of artistic liberty. He has done like theatre, and he did do he was an actor as well. But she thought it would be interesting if he had the starring role in Othello, and was performing that. And then there was like a mystery set around the theatre where people's lives were in danger. So that was that one. This one is called Portraits and Poisons, and it is more from the viewpoint of Dido Belle in this one. So it's Lizzie Sancho in the last one, this is Dido Belle. And she is sort of adopted into the family of a count and a countess. I think it's actually her biological uncle. So they've kind of adopted her into her family, and she's kind of being raised in her family. Historically, she, although was loved by her family, she was still treated like more of like a second class poor relation because of the fact that she was black and illegitimate. So this one I think is going to focus more on like the paintings, and we're going to be set more kind of like I don't think it's Somerset House, but it's that kind of like big house thing. But we'll see. So this one says, agents of history, partners in mystery, sisters in solving crime. Lizzie Sancho and Dido Belle have formed a detective agency, and it's time for their toughest challenge yet. Georgian London is plagued by a series of mysterious thefts and sinister poisonings. Lizzie and Belle must use all their daring detective skills to find out who is behind the crimes and bring them to justice. The clock is ticking. So yeah, very excited to read these two. So I'm hoping I can fit them into my journey. But my other options, because I think it's going to be a quest book that go next. I would say both of these count as a quest. So we've got a quest to work out the correct school and how to deal with living in a gender binary world when you're not. And obviously this one we've got a mystery to solve. So that's like a quest. I also have the next Percy Jackson book that I need to reread, which is Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth. Yes, Battle of the Labyrinth. So this is the first series, Percy Jackson's and the Olympians. So the titles can get confusing. So quests galore in Percy Jackson, so that's easy enough. But I also have from the library that I really want to read, Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor. And this one has also got a quest in it as well. Zachary Ying is helping, I think, like the sort of ghost of the first emperor of China. And there's a dragon, and the emperor's back from the dead. And I think they kind of go into like, I think there's a bit of a portal fantasy situation or some sort of like overlapping world with this one. And I believe it involves kind of some like mystery sword. So all of those good things to look forward to. So checking in with the chat that Dania says in about finding the book that is not a manga, it is an illustrated book. What are the odds about finding it in Greek? I am so happy, as you should be, Dania. You should be very happy about finding that book. I am very excited for you. So Snelda, I hope you enjoy your reading of it because you've got us all excited about it. I enjoy that you kind of have like the top age of middle grade, but you also have like the lower age range of middle grade as well. I do enjoy those books as well. I think here in the UK they have it as like 5 to 8 and like 9 to 12. But I think some books are kind of interchangeable. I love it. It just sounds gorgeous. It just sounds gorgeous. Okay, so let's sprint for. It's 1:45. I've been talking for so long. I've just eaten up a whole load of time. Let's do. Let's do 40 minutes, and then we've got 5 minutes to like wrap up. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. 5 minutes to wrap up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you that. So enjoy. Get yourself a good old brew. I've got my tea here ready to go, and let's crack on with our journeys. Hello everybody. So I've got 5 minutes before I need to dash out on the school run. I hope you have all enjoyed your reading. My book's got quite intense. I've only got a little bit left of it to go now. I can't remember where I started when I started doing this. I think was I in chapter... I want to say I was in chapter 11, but I don't know if that was true or not. I can't remember. But anyway, I feel like I've read a decent chunk of this. So it's been lovely to have everyone joining me on Sprint today. I've really enjoyed all our chat. I hope you have... Oh, you're not getting the sound properly? Okay. Anyone else struggling with sound? I don't really know what I can do about that. I haven't got anything to change on that, unless it's because this is interfering. Hold on. Sorry, I had a Daniel's atmospheric treehouse thing still playing in the background. But yeah, I hope all of you have managed to read some pages and enjoying your stories. I think we've all got some new books that we want to be trying, thanks to everyone's chats on here. So I am next going to be doing sprints, possibly. I've put it down Saturday, but I will let you know whether Saturday or... Yeah, I think it will be Saturday. I'll let you know times. I haven't decided times yet. Whether I'm going to do sort of like early evening, sort of like 8 or 9 o'clock-ish one, or whether I'm going to do sort of like a later one. I will let you know, depending. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'll let you know, and I'll put that in the Discord and also on the community tab. And then, yeah, do some more sprints then. I will have one on Monday the 10th. I'm not going to have one on Friday the 14th, which was what I originally intended as the last official day. So I'm actually extending Journey-athon until the Sunday, which is the 16th. So Sunday the 16th, because I'm going away on Friday evening, so not going to work. So Sunday the 16th at midnight for like the final last bit is the plan. How was everyone's reading before I have to disappear? Did you manage to read a bit? How are your books going? Things have got very intense in this one, but I did also, because I was sorting a few bits and pieces out in between reading as well, I did also read a chapter of Crackledorn Dragon as well. So I have read chapter 14, and I got very emotional in chapter 14. It was beautiful. So I have read chapter 14 from Crackledorn as well as some more on Onyeka. Okay, it's just Nata having problems with sound, so it sounds like a you problem, Nata. Sorry, maybe tap your computer or something. But Dania's not got problems with sound, and Kim says she can hear nothing. But Dania says she's on the chapter 18 right now. You have done some good reading today. And she says, you're going to love this book, Chatty. I feel it too. But Dania says, can't wait for you to be as amazed as I was. Oh, I'm excited. I need to recharge my headphones at the moment. I can't find the charger for them and they are dead. So I've got substandard headphones, which is annoying. Thusmelda says, I'm about halfway through. Oh, good. I hope all the lovely teddy bear magical creatures are all happy and safe. Nata says, oh dear, I'll go now and watch it later when hopefully the sound will be okay. I don't know what's happening. Sorry, love. Good luck with that. Thank you all so much for joining me today to do some reading. It's been lovely to chat to you. It's been lovely to get some reading done. I'm loving my journey so far. Middle grade books are just so much fun and cozy and joyous, and that's why I love them. That's why I want to do this Journey-athon. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all now. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Happy reading, everyone. And for Smelda, if you haven't, if you're a Discord user, come and join us in the Discord, because there's lots of like chat and things going on in there, and it's really fun. So there is a link on this as well to the Discord. So just reading the last chats. I logged out and back in again, and it's fine. Great, excellent. Vidania says, see ya, and a love heart. And Pesnelda says, Lizzie and Belle reminds me a bit of the Wollstonecroft Detective Agency. Maybe there is more of it translated now. I will have a look out for that because that sounds like a really fun cozy mystery. Thank you for the invitation. You are welcome. Discord is lots of fun, and then people are having fun playing with the graphics and stuff in there as well, and suggesting books. So come and join us in there. Happy reading, everybody.